16-yard line. For Steve Smith, who can't hang on. Now it'll be 3rd and 7.
And you just watch out on the outside how this matchup is going to go all day long with Steve Smith. And they're not in press coverage. It's off coverage with Brandon Browner. And that's where they can get those big corners, Chris. They get those guys to settle and stop their feet and then make their break and make those big bodies stop and start again.
Now on 3rd and 6, Steve Smith on the left side. Cam Newton with time. And almost intercepted. He missed Steve Smith, and again Cam Chancellor back there, but it hit the ground. It'll be 4th down.
He had about 8 seconds to unload that football. They come with the pressure, that being Seattle, all from Cam Newton's right, and he's holding it, and then throws it late over the middle, not even close to Steve Smith. Lucky that ball wasn't picked by Cam Chancellor.
First down pass for Steve Smith, and he has it. Spins out of the tackle, gets across the 40. He has another Carolina first down.
Show you off coverage. Play the horizontal pass game. Just go with the out routes, the in cuts, get it out quick. One thing about Steve Smith that people always forget, here he goes just on an out route in front of the off coverage. He came into this league as a great punt returner, and when you get him the ball out in space like that, he really becomes that punt returner. He just made 2 guys miss and picks up the first down.
From the 43 on 1st and 10. Here's Cam Newton with time. Middle of the field. Incomplete. Steve Smith through his hands.
13 plays on offense. They have yet to convert a 3rd down. They got to get it to Greg Olsen.
That's for Steve Smith through his hands. Brandon Browner was running with him. Smith is struggling today.
Well, he had the early drop out to the sideline. Then he had the one he didn't really want to go for over the middle. And this is a beautiful throw from Cam Newton. Oh, that looks like pass interference to me. It looked like Brandon Browner had his hands down across the chest of Steve Smith as he was reaching for the football.
Long before the football got there.
Absolutely.
Should have been a flag. No flag. And the fans saw it here.
They just saw it up on the Jumbotron.
Big time.
This is the guy.
The defensive play up front. They're going at it. Sherman and Smith.
Well, that's going to be a brawl for the next 2.5 quarters. The rest of the game, Richard Sherman and Steve Smith are going to be going at it.
Steve Smith threw the 6'3"
See him sink the whizzer in there, that wrestling move, the underhook?
To the ground. No flag on that play, just like there was no flag on the pass interference. Sherman and Browner, the angular corners, make up the tallest secondary in the NFL and maybe in league history.
And they will both wear you out verbally, both of those corners, especially Richard Sherman.
Cam is 1 for 7 in the passing department, but Steve Smith has missed on 3 balls that were catchable for a 5-time Pro Bowl.
Yeah, there have been a couple of drops for Steve, and then what I thought was a pass interference on a big opportunity for him down the sideline when Brandon Browner was draped across his chest before the ball got there. But the one completion, think about this, then you add that to the 2 sacks. It's -5 yards throwing for the first half.
Greg Olsen, leading receiver on the team coming in, has not caught a pass and has not been targeted. On 2nd down, incomplete for Steve Smith.
And Cam knows it. That was a bad throw. He had exactly what he wanted in terms of the look for Steve Smith, coming out of a tight split and getting right down the middle of the field. Busted the coverage. Cam Newton busted the throw and didn't get it there.
So now it's 3rd and 4. Each team with 3 timeouts and 8 seconds before the 2-minute warning. 0 for 4 on 3rd down. This suffocating defense has done its part. Lewis Murphy is in as well. Intercepted and dropped at the 31-yard line. Earl Thomas, it looked like it was thrown right to him.
I'll tell you why it's thrown. Jason Jones, and thrown early, has been a huge asset to this Seattle defense, and the ability to rush inside. That is a wicked good move, getting to the edge there on Gary Williams. And Earl Thomas, or Richard Sherman, excuse me. No, that is Earl Thomas, right on the 9 and couldn't hold on to it.
Steve Smith, the intended target. 2nd and 10. All 3 timeouts for Seattle. 1:46 to go in the half.
comes the pressure.
It's picked up. Cam Newton throws while Steve Smith was shoving Richard Sherman. There's no flag yet.
Hey, I don't know how that's not offensive pass interference on Steve Smith. And that ball is in the air, and Steve Smith is still driving Richard Sherman backwards. And has his hands all up in the face mask in the grill of Richard Sherman. Told you this was going to be a four-quarter brawl. Look at that stab move.
It looked like Smith and Cam Newton weren't on the same page.
How is that not offensive pass interference?
Sherman went to Stanford. He's saying, I don't know everything, but I know some things. Now 2 for 14 passing. And he's going to try again and hasn't got the man open. That's Steve Smith, who spins but can't get the first down. Richard Sherman made sure that Steve Smith couldn't break away.
Off coverage, and you don't see a lot of that from Seattle now, playing that off coverage. Steve Smith sensed it and just went to the outside. Fourth down, they're just going to let this thing click all the way down, right?
He's been targeted 9 times, just 2 catches, and that didn't produce. In that case, you got to try to get the first down. 47-yard return.
Look at it. Here we go. Set. 180. What is it?
Richard Sherman tipped it away. Steve Smith in the area. Let's check in down on the field with Christina Pink. Hi, Christina.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Speaking of Steve Smith, I asked Ron Rivera, how do they get him more involved in the second half? He said, hey, we targeted him a bunch. It's just that Cam overthrew him a couple of times. Got to get him more involved. He's one of the keys to this offense. Defensively, he said the key for them.
Comes the pressure again.
Pass for Steve Smith in the dirt. Here comes a flag.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 39, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's on Brandon Browner against Steve Smith. It's almost as if Cam Newton is forcing the ball to Steve Smith. He's yet to even attempt to go to Greg Olsen, the tight end, who is the leading receiver coming into this game.
Yeah, and I love the fact you try to get the ball to your playmakers, even if they're locked up in coverage, which Steve has been most of the day. A lot of open areas underneath for Greg Olsen, and they haven't exploited it.
And has it. He'll keep it and go down. There's a flag down on the other side of the field.
Yeah, Steve Smith and Richard Sherman are having a wrestling match out on the edge.
Holding, offense number 89, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Steve Smith cost the Panthers. He's been targeted quite a bit today and has only 2 catches, has 3 drops.
Well, the times that he's been open, he's not been able to hang on to the football. The other times he has been gloved up or locked up by these corners who have not given him any separation, and that's stupid by Steve Smith. I mean, Richard Sherman is just going to try to cover anything that's going to go to Brandon LaFell, and Steve initiated the action and absolutely threw him down for no reason.
On 1st and 20. Steve Smith has it. They'll pick up about 10. Richard Sherman, by the way, the corner from Stanford, admits that he plays with a chip on his shoulder, something Steve Smith has made a career out of. But Sherman said, you know, you never get credit for being a good athlete when you go to a place like Stanford.
Well, and he could have gone to USC, too. He's from Compton, down in Southern California and Los Angeles, and he just loved that feel-good story that a kid from Compton can go to Stanford and be successful. Pete Carroll recruited him at USC. He chose the Cardinal over the Trojans, which I'll never understand.
He's got time. Complete. Steve Smith has a Carolina first down.
I think anytime he lines up over on Brandon Browner plays off coverage because he's worried about the double move. Here's the key, though, the pass protection up in front of Cam Newton. 4-man rush, he gets time, threads the needle over the middle of the field.
Cam Newton called Steve Smith. He said he's my MVP, both on and off the field. I've been over to have dinner with him and the family.